Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Schaefer, and I would like to share with you a business opportunity that you could either work part-time or full-time. It's a great business. What I like about it is just a constant turnover. You will never run out of work. And the business I'm talking about is the cooler gasket replacement business. Now, if you're not familiar with a cooler gasket, you might be familiar with the term seal or door seal. The same thing. And if you would go to your refrigerator in your home, open the door, you will see what I'm talking about. You'll see the gasket around the door. And basically, when you shut the door, that seal or the gasket seals up against the door or the cabinet of the refrigerator and seals to keep the air in to keep your food from spoiling. Same thing in the restaurant business. Now, the restaurants have to replace the gases. It's not a matter of when they're going to replace it or if they're going to replace it. It's a matter of when they're going to replace it. And there's several reasons why a gasket needs to be replaced. Number one, it's torn. It's not sealing properly. Mold has started to form around it, and they have to replace them. The other thing is if it's not sealing, if the door's not sealing properly, their utility bills will be higher for electric bills because the cooler is constantly running, trying to keep the cooler at a certain temperature. And if it's not sealing, it just keeps running and thus running up the utility bills. So it's a business that's very needed, especially in the restaurant business. But you also have hospitals, you have hotels, any place that there's a cooler or coolers to keep the food from spoiling. Now there are three types of gaskets. That's what I like about it. It's very simple. There's what's called a dart gasket. There's what's called a push-in gasket, and there's also called a screw-on gasket. Those are the three main types of gaskets. Now, they're different profiles, and what I mean by profiles, different manufacturers make different types of profiles or gaskets. We don't know why they just don't make one gasket and make it simple, but then again, we do know why, because it creates a market for them. Now, as I mentioned before, there are three types. The first one I'm going to show you here is a dart gasket. And I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I got it right. Yeah, right there. You can see that it looks like a dart. Okay. And very simply, what this gasket does, now this is a piece of one. Obviously, the gasket would go around all four corners of the door. But this particular gasket, you just snap it in a track on the door. Snaps right in. And of course, when you shut the door, okay, it's going to seal up against the cabinet, and it's going to seal very tight where the temperature will maintain the temperature for that cooler. The other type of gasket we have is called a push-in gasket. Okay, and very simply, it's a gasket that you actually just push in a track around the door. Very simple to install. In fact, all the different types of gaskets are very easy to install. The other one I mentioned was a screw-on gasket, and that's exactly what it is. It's got a flap, okay? This flap goes behind a piece of metal, okay, on the door, and you just screw the gasket to the door. All three of these are very, very simple to install. Now, there are about 100 different profiles of gaskets. Fortunately, we use in the industry between 15 and 20. You will run across some gaskets that you've never seen before, but luckily there is a profile to fit those particular gaskets. Now, the business is, I like the business because I get to work when I want to, and I get to work where I want to. That's the other thing I like about it. There's no bounds. You can go anywhere. Anywhere there's restaurants to replace their gaskets are going to need to be replaced. Now, I'm just going to give you just in this video just a little snippet of of the business. And what I'd like for you to do is to contact me where I can go into more detail. I could go into detail now, but it would be it's long and involved. I just don't want to have a long video. But if you can contact me either by phone, I'm readily available. You can also contact me by email, or you can text me, either one. Now, let me show you give you my number here. Let me zoom in a little bit right here. You can see my number is 770. It's right behind me here. 364-0456. Or you can text me, or you can email me. Okay, and the best way to email me or contact me by email is gasketsrus16, the number 16, 16, gasketsrus16 at gmail.com. And if you'll contact me, what I'll do is I'll go into more detail on how much the gaskets cost, how much you have to pay for them, how much you charge the customer, and how much profit you can make. I also go into a little bit of the tools that you might need. You don't need a lot of tools. In fact, you probably have most of them already. But if you could give me a call again at 770-364-0456, or you can email me at gasketsrus16, the number 16, at gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I think once I go into a little more detail, I think you'll see that this is a great business opportunity to make some extra money. And look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.